Hello and welcome back. Today's video is going to be a makeup tutorial. I am trying to change things up and do a few more tutorials. Earlier this week, I actually did a full face of cream products. If you're interested, I will link that in the description box. And this time is going to be a colorful eye look. I posted a picture on my Instagram stories of this Z palette where I arranged some single eyeshadows. And I asked if people would want to see a neutral or colorful tutorial, and 53% said colorful, which is why we're going with that. But maybe next week I'll still do a neutral look since, you know, it didn't win by that high of percentage. You could obviously use any eyeshadows though. I decided to do singles because if you want to, you know, you could look up the color, see if you have similar eyeshadows and palettes or whatnot. And yeah, I thought it'd be fun to do. We're gonna go with a green look and let's get into it. I already have on the eyeshadow primer potion by Urban Decay, and I set that with a bit of a cream shadow. And we're gonna start with this super bright green here called Python Green. That is by Coastal Scents, and I really do like this one. It's not crazy pigmented, which is actually kind of nice for such a bright, colorful eyeshadow. I like the Coastal Scents Hot Pots. I know it's kind of hit or miss. Some people really don't like them. Some are better than others, I will say, but most of the ones I've tried are very, very good. Okay, the next step is gonna be a darker green. This one here is called Palm Tree. That is by Emme Cosmetics. That is a Canadian indie brand and it is spelled E-M-M-E. I'll put everything in the description box. People often get that confused with Michelle Phan's brand, which is Emme Cosmetics spelled E-M. Anyway, these are really pigmented, very high quality single eyeshadows. I've been very, very impressed. I only have 4 of them, but they are amazing. So this is just going in the outer corner. You know, pretty similar style to what I usually do, I will say. But if you do enjoy the makeup tutorials, please let me know, you know, and I will try to do more of them. This is such a pigmented eyeshadow. It's pretty crazy. Go back into that Python green color and just blend this out. I try not to over blend very colorful eyeshadows because it can get kind of patchy and muddy. Whereas neutrals, I feel like you can blend neutrals a lot more than colorful eyeshadows. And for the lid shade, we're gonna go with this very bright one here. This is Amazonian Ice by Coastal Scents. I was thinking this one too by Emme Cosmetics as well, but let's go with the Coastal Scents. It's pretty much like a metallic lime green, and yeah, it's beautiful. Going with the sponge tip, I'm gonna wet the brush because I want it to be super, that barely sprayed. What is happening? Okay, my setting spray is being a pain, but that's fine. The Coastal Scents Hot Pots. Some of the metallics really don't even need a wet brush. Some definitely do, but when I want a really bold look, I just do that anyway. This color is so beautiful. I'm really, really impressed. And the Coastal Scents Hot Pots, I will say they have raised the price over the years. They used to be, I think, $1.99, and now I think they're $2 or something, maybe even $3. I haven't purchased any in quite a while. All the ones I have are from like 2017, 2018 mostly. I'm gonna go into the darker green again and just add a bit more to the outer corner. I've noticed that always tends to fade a bit after I do my lid shade, and then just a little bit more blending. Since I'm holding this Tarte palette, I'm just gonna use this cream shade here as a brow bone highlight. Alrighty, this eye look, you know, that's all I'm gonna do for that, but this is going to have an intense yellow inner corner highlight, which I really do love. I am going to do winged liner and I'll come back. I always do that the same, so I'm gonna cut out some things that I've showed in other tutorials just for the sake of time, and I'll be back. I did winged liner as usual, and I did the same primer combo as I did in my last tutorial, the Farsali and the Charlotte Tilbury. I just put this one here on my cheeks. And we're gonna do foundation. I am gonna go more full coverage today, the YSL All Hours. What is my color in this? B10. This is very full coverage. This one was sent to me for review. I really do like it though, if you like a very, you know, intense full coverage foundation. My face is looking really red today. I spent a lot of time outside yesterday and I was wearing sunscreen, but of course my face still looks kind of red. I will say, I don't know if you can see that I do have sunspots, which is very, very sad, but I was not always that good about sunscreen, so what can I say? It's my own doing. I'm going to use the Milani concealer again. I used this one in my last tutorial too, and I really, really like this. It's quite a bit of coverage actually. I finally finished my CoverGirl one. If you saw my empties video, I really do like that one. I would definitely repurchase, but I have a lot of concealers in my collection, so I'm trying to use what I have. This is looking a little patchy under my eye, and I think that's because I put on eye cream like right before. I do always put eye cream under my eyes because it just helps. I have dry under eyes, so I always put on an eye cream right before concealer, but sometimes I don't give it enough time to set. And I just did that full face of cream products, but I do actually just want to do cream contour in this video. I will say I loved how that looked. And I think in person, the cream products do look a lot more natural for sure. So I'm only going to do that here. And in that video, I did all of this underneath the foundation. You can watch that in case you missed it. And going with the e.l.f. small stipple brush. This is so good for blending out pretty much any cream products. All right, those are the only cream things I'm going to use, so I'm just going to go ahead and set with the Wetnwild Reserve Your Cabana powder. This is definitely a luminous powder, and I'm trying to not use as much powder just because I do think it kind of looks better, and sometimes I tend to go overboard with powder. My chin is definitely the oiliest part of my face, so I show the Bare Minerals Mineral Veil in every video, but yeah, it's the only powder I'll use under my eyes, so we'll kind of skip over that. For my forehead, I am going to use a powder bronzer, and going with the Marc Jacobs, definite favorite here. I will say that putting the cream bronzer on my forehead like I did in my last video, it's very time consuming to blend it out, I've noticed. We'll say that this is much faster, but this part, just a little bit there, that's really quick. The lower lash line, you definitely could do a green color. I don't love doing that. I prefer just dark browns on the lower lash line. So that's what I'm gonna do, but you know, a green would probably look cooler, but I somehow just don't love the way I look with colorful lower lash line. I do it sometimes, but not a lot. Blush, I'm gonna go with this e.l.f. in Always Cheeky. I love this. This is one of my favorite blushes in the whole world. It's just a peach though. I do think peach blush looks good with green eyes, or green eyeshadow, I mean. I thought a gold highlighter would work well for this, and I'm gonna go with Becca Prosecco Pop. If you saw my highlighter ranking that I did recently, I ranked this kind of low. And then I realized, you know what, this is, I mean, it's nice. I really do like the Becca formula. I just don't reach for this color. So I thought, why not use this? The Becca formula is definitely not that intense, but it is beautiful actually. I do like the way this looks. And for finishing powder, I'm gonna go with the usual. This is Dim Light by Hourglass from the Ghost palette, but this is a permanent product from them. Okay, it's time for the inner corner, and I do want to do a bright yellow. I love yellow on the inner corner, and I'm loving just bright inner corner in general. This is a standard yellow. There's a million of these on the market. This is Take Flight from ColourPop, but any yellow eyeshadow will work for sure. I'd say this is crumbling up a little bit, so I think I should only use a small amount at a time. Alrighty, I really do like that quite a bit. Eyebrows, I'm gonna just skip over that because I always do the exact same thing, and I'll come back for the lips. Alrighty, brows and mascara are done. I did the same thing as usual there. For lips, I wanna go with ColourPop Layover. This is in my Shop My Stash. This is just a brownie nude, really nothing super unique, but I really do like this formula. I'm skipping lip liner today. Gloss, I'm gonna go with my favorite gloss formula now, the Pat McGrath. These are so smooth and nice. This color is Bronze Divinity, and I've talked about it a lot. I really like it. It's so shiny and smooth. Alrighty, that is it for this makeup look. Actually, it was very easy, you know, just a few eyeshadows, you know, the rest is pretty neutral. I do like to do a more neutral face usually when I'm doing bold eyeshadow, but honestly, I like a bold lip too. I just love makeup and I love playing with color. And if you are interested in seeing a neutral makeup tutorial, please let me know. And if you have a specific color scheme, you know, warm, cool, neutral, let me know. I'm curious. Thank you so much for watching. I'll put everything I used in the description box. That is it, and have a great day.